could there have been nothing?
Absolute nothingness.
Yeah. Why not?
Can absolute nothingness make something? Because it's nothing.
Yeah, I just said. I don't know. All this Big Bang stuff.
No, this is not Big Bang stuff. This is about.
Can something appear?
This is about reasoning the reality with the tools that we have. So you have the tools of reason.
From a very basic rational standpoint, can something appear from nothing?
Right. So the universe obviously could not have come from absolute nothingness. Yeah. So that means the universe either always existed, because it cannot come from nothingness, or something that brought the universe into existence always existed. Because at one point you cannot have absolute nothingness.
But then you're starting from a similar point. How can something just be?
No, I'm just saying the possibilities are because nothing cannot make something, and we are something. Two options: either us, we always existed, so the question of coming to existence doesn't apply, yeah, because there was no nothing, we were always there, or something brought us into existence which was always there.
Yeah, so that's where I have trouble. I can't see how
you can explore.
You
can no, it's not about having troubles. These are the only rational choices. Because you're a rational human being, you cannot have a choice whereby nothing can be the cause of something. Because nothing itself hasn't got anything. It doesn't exist. It has no energy to make something. So our universe, you and I exist. So at one point in the past, there cannot be absolute nothingness. That means there has to be always something. Always something.
Right.
So either our universe was always there, that's one possibility, or something or someone that brought this universe into existence was always there. So ultimately there has to be a cause which was always there. Either it's the universe itself.
What's his theory? What's your theory?
What's your
I don't have a theory.
You don't?
I don't need to be condescending. There's no theory.
No. What's your understanding?
So if you're saying there's one, there could be nothing, which I accept.
No, I'm saying it
So
cannot
it
be
can
nothing.
Or it can be something.
No, we are saying, rationally speaking, there cannot be nothing. That's what we agreed on.
Yeah, but you're saying, you're positing that there's the thing that's always been there is obviously a God, your God, right? Is it?
I think I have made a little bit clear. When we say it cannot be nothing at one point, then it means, by the logical extension, there was always something.
Okay, so if you're always something
there has to be always
be
something.
explicit, what is that?
No, there has to be always something.
Right, so I'm going to say, whatever your always something is, that you won't tell me what it is, I'm assuming it's
No,
God.
I'm not.
Is it God?
I'm not rejecting that. I'm not going to tell you. What I'm saying is, in principle, what we can agree is that there has to be always something.
Right.
What that something is the matter of discussion.
Right, so if you let me finish, the something could have been the single-celled organism that started all of this.
That's one possibility.
If that's one theory that you believe.
Yeah.
Evolution.
No. If you want to bring that as a possibility, that's one
So that
possibility.
could be the thing that always existed.
Yeah.
So there could be a God that always existed, or there could have been a single-celled organism that always existed.
Okay.
And there could be nothing. So let's say
No,
there's three.
there cannot be nothing. We already agreed there cannot be nothing.
Okay, there's two things.
There has to be
There's
something.
God or a single-celled organism.
Right. A single
Either
cell.
of them could have brought all this together.
Sure. So now let's analyze each possibility in turn for their own merit and see which one is more rational. Right? A single cell organism. Do you think the single cell organism has the knowledge to bring about this universe and the energy and the power?
Of course not, but that's what evolution is. It starts, and then by a process of random mutations.
Yeah, but that single cell, if it was first, whatever that single cell is, you'd know that single cell does not have the capability or the capacity to bring about the universe, to bring about planet Jupiter, for example.
Right.
So the single cell,
It doesn't have an agenda. It doesn't have.
it's not about agenda, it doesn't have the ability.
Or the ability.
So that means that option doesn't seem to be very rational. So you're left up with other option, which is God, the creator.
Which is rational.
Is there another option? Because we are postulating,
They're both
remember.
implausible.
No, we are postulating
standpoint.
rational alternatives. The alternatives is, because it cannot be nothing, it has to be something. No, something could be a single cellular organism, or something could be the creator, originator of this universe.
I agree, they're both irrational. They're both.
No, you can't say both irrational. We have only examined one, which is the single cellular organism, and we said this is irrational. Let's examine the second alternative, the originator of the universe. Now, what are we saying the originator of the universe is? So, we are saying, as believers or theists, that the originator is the possessor of energy. Absolute entity that existed always, having power and will. Now that I can say makes sense, because if you don't have energy, you cannot bring about anything. You need energy to do actions. So yes, it makes sense that this originator of our universe has energy.
I disagree. I have no agenda here, right?
So without energy...
Like I said before, I'm objective, right? And so what you're saying to me, you're just saying it, and it has energy, and therefore...
No, I'm not saying it has, I'm saying it needs to.
That's confusing.
Okay.
I'm trying to understand.
I'm saying let us identify and describe as much as we can with our intellect, with our rationality, what the other alternative is. So this thing, the second alternative, the originator, this thing always existed. If it always existed, it existed with its own attributes and qualities, not given by anything else, because it exists always. You cannot give an attribute to something that exists always. It is not deficient in these attributes, whatever it has. These are inherent attributes. If something exists always without a beginning, you can't give it knowledge, you can't give it energy, you can't give it power, because whatever it has it inherently, always.
That's where I can't get through.
Okay, fine.
Can't.
Do you see energy in this universe?
Do I see?
Energy.
Where?
In our universe, in matter, in the energies that we use.
Yeah, as my understanding of energy is not being efficient.
There are energies.
Yeah, there's energy everywhere.
There is energy everywhere. Right. So that energy obviously didn't come from nothing, so that energy has to be always present.
Yeah.
There you go. So that originator possesses energy that was always there. That's the rational conclusion.
That's physics.
It's
That's
not
actually
rational.
simple
Hang on.
physics.
Yeah, exactly.
That's
No.
that's a theory.
No. It is not only rational, but it is scientific and simple physics. This is what the lady is saying.
I'm not going to get into a conversation about physics because I got 16% in physics at high school, right? But I wasn't listening.
That's all right.
Yeah, but look, you're a physicist or some sort of
I'm a
scientist,
doctor.
right? A doctor.
So I actually
So,
listen
but
to
not a
school.
physicist.
No.
Right, so it's
Simple
very different.
physics school,
But-
yeah.
You know, you've got all these incredibly smart people doing things with the boson Higgs and trying to create another big bang and all the rest of it. It's far over my head, right? But these guys, they spend their whole life thinking about this stuff. They believe that you can create energy from nothing, right?
No, they don't believe that. No, I'm saying that. One of the paradigms of our physics is this: you can't create energy, you can't destroy energy. Energy just transforms from one to the other,
From one thing
right?
to one form
You
of
can't do
energy
that. This is
changes
one
to
of the
another
big
form.
fundamentals of science. So
That's
the,
proven science, well, proven to a certain point, as far as science goes.
so since we know that energy exists, the alternative number 2, which is the originator of the universe, as an explanation for our universe, possesses energy or has energy which has no beginning, always there. It's only rational and reasonable to postulate. Because otherwise you would say you have to admit energy was created.
No, but you could say energy was just there, and it's not.
When you say just there, just always there, right? So we are saying because the first alternative of a single cellular organism didn't have that, the other alternative has the energy always there, meaning always there with no beginning.
But that doesn't mean it's some sort of divine.
No, I'm not saying it's divine, but at least
implying that.
you see, you're jumping the gun, jumping ahead.
I'm not. I'm genuinely confused.
No. What you have so far understood in this, that this alternative cause of our universe possesses energy which was always there. This is what I'm saying,
Right.
and this is what you're agreeing to.
Okay, so we agree on that.
Right.
So then,
next step is, does this energy possess consciousness or a will? It's something that we can look at the universe and also come to a rational conclusion.
And what is that rational?
Okay, let me give you an example. Let me give you an example of a cosmic kitchen. A kitchen somewhere in our cosmos, fully equipped with a refrigerator, with a cooker, cupboard full of sugars, teas, teapots, cups, the sink with water and water supply, the fridge with milk, right? All of that. Now, if I were to ask you, having all of this in place, in this cosmic kitchen, do you drink tea or coffee?
Coffee.
Coffee. Coffee then. Do you think a good cup of coffee with the amount of sugar, do you use sugar? No sugar.
No sugar, no milk.
No sugar, no milk. Yeah? But coffee alone with the right proportion, right?
Yeah.
With the right beans will be produced and ready for you in the cup if there was no willing agent to make it. In that cosmic kitchen. It's just out there and all the ingredients there. Would a cup of coffee or a mug of coffee would ever be made?
In a magical kitchen,
In a cosmic
magical
kitchen.
land, will my perfect cup of coffee
No,
be
no,
there?
in a cosmic kitchen where there's no magic. Whereas
Sorry.
cosmic means somewhere in our cosmos, somewhere in our universe, somewhere out there.
In the infinite.
The universe is not infinite anyway. Never mind. There's another discussion. Whatever our universe is, somewhere along within
You
the
love technicalities when it suits you, but you love semantics.
No.
Please simplify it and just
Just to
say
simplify, a kitchen,
Right. So
a kitchen somewhere out there, right?
Will a cup of coffee make itself
Can
in a
it,
kitchen?
well, he didn't say that. Can it make itself?
Yeah,
Yes.
that's what he means.
Yes. See, thank you for simplifying. A cup of coffee in any kitchen, can it make itself? Thank you.
You bamboozle people, and then it doesn't make sense.
No.
So is there a magic cup of coffee that just sits there?
Not
Will it
magic
make-
cup
will
of
it make
coffee.
itself?
I'm not asking for magic.
Let's take magic out of it.
Take magic out of
Your
it.
kitchen, your kitchen at home, you've got the beans, you've got the hot water, you've got the whatever, the kettle.
Yeah.
Can the coffee just go ahead and make itself and put itself in a mug and be ready for you to drink, or does someone need to do that?
Right.
So
Why
that's
not?
That's his.
When you have all the energy and ingredients and everything there to process things, why doesn't this process happen? Because you need an agent with a will to make it happen. This universe, to come with this diversity and complexity and unity of the things that we see within our universe, for it to happen and manifest, you need an agent, a willing agent, who is conscious and who has a will to bring this about.
Me. Let's say. Me.
You would be the
Going into
creator
the
of the
kitchen,
coffee,
I'd be
yes.
the grand creator.
Yeah. In your case, an agent with a consciousness and a will to bring this together to make it. So this universe is course that we're looking for. That course, what I am saying is, needs to be something that is conscious and has a will that brought about this universe. Otherwise, the universe will not proceed. It will just be there as it is. It will remain whatever it was, But the thing is, things have changed. Creation has taken place, or the universe has come into existence with its complexity and harmony. We know that this will has been in action already. This is why the Quran describes He's the originator of the heaven and the earth. When He wills something, it happens. The Quran affirms a will of this originator and calls Him the originator of the universe.
Yeah. I believe you take many, many, many leaps to go from will and intent to saying that that's a creator. It just doesn't make sense. Like, I think
simple example.
so you're clearly very into this. You've thought this through a lot. I've stumbled through, listened to a few words, and said, "Hey, this is what I think." What you're saying, pardon me. When you talk about logic and you talk about things that there's a linear process, goes from A to Z, you go through B, C, etc. And that makes sense. Now, like I said to you before, I'm not here with any agenda. You could persuade me. Whoever else could persuade me. The other guy over there preaching about whoever, whatever. I'm just sort of here, and I'm completely open-minded. You understand, right? But what you're saying just doesn't make sense.
What hasn't made sense so far?
You seem to jump. You say, well, in the cosmic kitchen, you have the ingredients. The coffee can't make itself, and then you jump forward many steps, or sideways or backwards or God knows where, and you say, well, you don't say it necessarily, but you imply it.
No. Perhaps I need to make it clear. What I'm saying is, once we affirm there was eternal energy, which was in existence, which had no beginning, then how did the universe proceed from this energy is the question. Whether it happened through intent or it just happened as it is, nothing. I'm saying if you have all the ingredients, like all the energies in place, thermal energy, chemical energy, material energy, it doesn't come together to form these kind of things that I've given example of, okay? You need a conscious agent to bring this together, to bring this about. If our universe did not have a conscious agent as a cause, the universe would not proceed as it is like now. This is the logical extension that I'm following from the example of a cosmic kitchen or an ordinary kitchen. It's my kitchen and your kitchen, right? Any kitchen. Because the coffee cannot make itself, demonstrating that these things requires an intent, a being or an agent rather, who intends things to happen. The universe, if it was always in existence in energy, to manifest in its current form would never happen unless there was an intent process going through with a conscious agent. That is what I'm saying. This is a logical argument. I'm not giving you a scientific evidence for it. This is just a reasoning with you, giving my rational understanding of how we can explain our universe. As a rational human being, you will realize that this makes sense, because if it wasn't the case with intent and consciousness, then it will be like your kitchen. It will just remain forever and forever. No coffee would ever make itself. The universe, with this harmony and this precision and design, people often somehow have a shock when we talk about design, as if the universe is not designed. The universe shows design to very minute detail. The constants of our universe are like accurate to 22nd decimal places. This is how accurate we're talking about the precision of design. So when we are talking about the universe, we are saying it's reasonable to assert and conclude, and rational to assert and conclude there was a designer, there was an agent with intention, will, and energy that brought about this universe. You're going to say something?
Sorry, I was just going to say... Well, no, go ahead. That's fine.
No, fine. Oh, go ahead. No, that's fine. Okay, I'll hide you.
So I was just thinking, so basically, you need a creator to have a creation. All of this, the specificity of everything cannot have come about randomly, is basically what he's trying to say. There's human beings, there's animals, there's many types of animals, there's so many types of insects and birds and trees, and everything feeds differently, everything survives differently. Could that have all happened by random accident? Absolutely not. This is what we don't believe. We believe that there is a creator to have brought all of this together and made it happen, and made all of those little things that created these things happen. So there has to be something that's out there that would have done all of that. Is basically what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, I agree.
It just come randomly.
We agree on a lot, but then we disagree on the conclusion.
Okay.
So why a happy accident or a random accident or random mutation?
Too many random accidents. There's one too many random accidents that brought all of this about. So you said when you came in, you wanted proof, you wanted to see something, you wanted to feel it, you wanted to experience it.
Yeah.
You can feel this, you can experience this. This is all there and could not have come by a complete random accident. It's impossible. It's just, how could that happen?
Yeah, but so let's say we agree on that for the sake of discussion.
Okay,
That doesn't mean that. Now I know you're going to go back to all this energy stuff. That doesn't mean that there's someone with energy and intent and so on and so forth that made it so. We're only considering two potential causes, let's say.
So
there could be 50, there could be 500,000, who knows?
But ultimately, out of these millions and zillions of causes, there has to be a cause prior to which there is no cause. Because we agreed there cannot be nothing as an alternative. So there is always something. Either this something is a millions of intermediate steps, like one God creating, one creator creating another creator, which created another creator that created the universe, or ultimately there is one cause which is the source of everything. Okay? You can talk about billions in between, but ultimately you have to deal with the first cause
of
everything.
You can start, like, where did the first cause come from?
No, the first cause doesn't come from any. The first cause has to be always there. This is what you concluded. Because nothingness, absolute nothingness is not an option, then something has to be existing always. And that something is your cause, which is the first cause, prior to which there is no other cause. This is the rational conclusion that you accepted earlier on. Because there is no other alternatives. There has to be something always. That something is the cause of our universe. Whether this cause is a random accident, which cannot explain the complete, trustworthy person who you can look up to. So they are the upright character. So when they came and said, God has given us a message to tell you, you automatically know this man has never lied. In fact, as Muslims, the prophet that we are talking about, the guide, is called Muhammad. His name is the praiseworthy one, the one who's praised, praiseworthy and the one who's praised. He was known among his community as Sadiqul Amin, the one who's truthful and trustworthy. Why? Because he always spoke the truth, and this was his hallmark among his community. The one who's always reliable. His people will leave positions with him because that's trustworthy he is. Even his enemies, when they became enemy later on, they will still leave their position with him because he will guard it with safety and security. Yep. So we're talking about an individual when he came and said, okay, I am a messenger of God to tell you that God is one, and He's given you this book to tell you that you should abandon the worship of your false deities, which you make with your own hands, or you worship your own self as your creator, like you make up your own religion, your own desires, your God. There's none of this, because you are created for a purpose. So, of course, a lot of people didn't need any proof and evidence, they just believe. But others said, how can I believe in something? No, revelation came to you from 7 heavens, above the heavens and so on. So this revelation, this message that he brought, which is the Quran, itself was an evidence to them. And this is one example, the discussion that you came in, a brother of mine earlier on was alluding to, just mere allusion, that look, Quran talks about a natural phenomena of a human development from the very early stages in the womb of the mother. And the way the Quran describes is astonishing. This knowledge 1400 years ago, when the Quran was given to the Prophet, to the people, the knowledge at that time wasn't like this. In fact, they had erroneous understanding before, and then, and even afterwards as well. Much later, we came to a more accurate version of the history of the embryology, human creation within, or human development within the womb of the mother. So this was one example to illustrate that the Quran gives us information which we should reflect on, so that you can see who the author is. Because the Quran says, if this is not from the Quran, not from God, who is it from? What is it from? You can analyze it. Look, the Quran is either a product of the Prophet himself, his people. It's a product of some, spiritual entities like demons and Satans, whatever. People postulate, or it's from God, as it says. You can analyze each of these possibilities and see which has more merit rationally. The Quran says, whenever you read this book, seek refuge with God from the accursed Satan. Satan is your most avowed enemy. Don't follow the footsteps of Satan. Obviously, a book written by Satan is not going to say, take me as an enemy and don't listen to me. Be good, be nice, be kind, avoid falsehood, avoid oppression, avoid all those bad things. You'll say, it doesn't look like the handiwork of Satan. Is it the work of the Prophet himself? Now, I'm just giving you some things to reflect on, right? If it was the Prophet himself, then you would see that it reflects the Prophet. You would say something about, because you would say it's an imposter. Because someone saying it's from God, but actually he's concocting and fabricating a scripture by himself and pass it on as a scripture. This is an imposter in this alternative. So this imposter should say something about, to prove his point, right? You should say all good things about him. But the Quran reprimands him. How did you turn around, Abasa wa tawalla, you turned and frowned. That blind man that came. Look, he's reprimanded. He's rebuked. And he's often said, okay, no. If you were to say, invent something about God, and God would require it of you, He would cut off your jugular artery if you say something of your own. So you would expect to say something good about him all the time. But the Quran says, okay, to him, to the Prophet, seek refuge with God. Ask forgiveness. Ask forgiveness.
Let's simplify it more. What's your name?
Tim.
For Tim. Sort of stick to the convincing him that there is a God before we get into the specifics.
No.
Sorry, I don't think
I very much admire your tenacity. I admire you're clearly very into it. I like it. let's say goodbye.
Nice
I've got
talking
lots
to
of
you.
things to ponder.
Please do.
Clearly
And
a very passionate
we
man,
perhaps we
knowledgeable
talk
man.
again.
Yeah, I'd like that. I'm here quite often, so. Yeah. What's your name?
Mansur.
Sorry?
Mansur.
Mansur.
Okay, it's been
Lovely
a
to
pleasure
meet you,
speaking
mate.
to you. And we talk again. And
you.
you know, in the meantime,
What's your name? Dr. Dina.
in the meantime, if you have the opportunity or make opportunity to read the Quran, and then we can have a basis for discussion
Yeah,
next
man,
time.
look, I just come in here and that, made a flippant comment. You're clearly more into this than I am. I really am trying to understand, given the context of the world and your religion and the divisions within it, and people like me who are confused. I don't know. And then that's it. That's it.
But at least we try to remove some of this confusion from you.
You need to boil it down, I reckon.
Sure,
I
sure,
really
sure.
think you need to trim the fat for people
Yeah.
like me.
So at
and
least
go,
what we've
look,
done
boom,
today,
boom, boom.
what we've done today, Tim, we've talked about the reasons why we believe in the existence of the Creator, giving you our reasons from the natural world. So it is not because our Quran says so, it's because when we examine this world, this is where we can come to this conclusion. And I just shared you some of these reasons why, even rationally, without resorting to the book, one can arrive to this conclusion. In the next meeting, perhaps when we talk, we can talk more about the book, illustrating and proving and demonstrating to you why this is indeed from this Creator that we are rationally coming to accept.
Awesome. I look forward
Okay?
to it.
All the
Next
best.
Sunday. See you, mate.
Take care.
Cheers, chaps.
You're supposed to pay before you go.
Oh shit, man. Sorry.
Assalamu alaikum.